I just got back from watching The End of Oak Street, and let's talk about it. Spoilers are ahead, so you've been warned. End of Oak Street is the new film by David Robert Mitchell, who is the director behind greatness that was It Follows, as well as Under the Silver Lake. The premise here, it's 1982, I believe, or 85, something like that. I think it's 82. Um, and we have a whole neighborhood that's transplanted by these phenomenal forces into a prehistoric past. The movie stars Anne Hathaway, Ewan McGregor, along with their kids played by Jordana Alexa Davis and Pilot. Oh, no, that's not right. Okay, I don't have the names of the kids. Sorry. But, anyways, so first and foremost, before we even get into that, it was the big movie of the weekend, and it was a big movie. And so, for some reason or another, my AMC theater only had it in one theater. Weird. Um, and it was one of the smaller theaters. Even weirder. Now, I don't get the whole logic behind that because the movie was so much fucking fun. It was a blast, a blast. I gotta tell you, it's one of those like where sure it doesn't have there are some plot holes and some shit that doesn't make sense, but overall the movie had everything I wanted. It's a science fiction survival film, right? But they were able to encompass the whole vibe of 1982. Like you feel like it's that genre and it's that era. There's a lot of clear Easter eggs towards the era as well, but the whole film itself, now I say not just visually, but the feel of it as well. The 80s movies had a lot of heart behind them. They had this certain vibe, and it is felt throughout this movie. Now, that's not to say that this movie doesn't have moments where it scares the living shit out of you. It does what Jurassic World failed to do. You know, Jurassic World had dinosaurs and the real world mixing together and how they coexist. They kind of missed the mark for the most part. This one captures it in such fucking great ways. On top of that, the dinosaurs looked fucking amazing. They were terrifying. There were some scenarios in there just said, what the fuck? Like, so many moments, so unhinged, so chaotic, and so much fucking fun. Now, as I said, it's a great movie, but it's not perfect. There are plot holes here. There's some shit that you just have to really just forget about, don't even think about, especially towards the end, as far as like how it's wrapped around. Like that part kind of doesn't make sense. The only thing that really bothered me in here was with it having a scope of a huge neighborhood, we hardly met or interacted with anybody outside of the house. The only time you really saw any neighbors in any shots were, for the most part, getting murked. Even the ones we were introduced to at the beginning, like the pain in the ass neighbor and the old lady, she's dead right off the bat. He dies pretty quickly. But if you're maneuvering through the whole neighborhood through a scenario like this, you would think there'd be some other interaction. Hell, even there's a bully scene. We have one quick interaction with him, and then he's gone until later, and then we see a body. But like seriously, you would think there'd be more momentum. You hear things in the background while they're in the house. You hear shooting, you hear screaming, and that's cool and effective. But I still think, as much venturing as his family was doing in and out of the neighborhood, you would have thought that they would have come across other neighbors in their house, locked up, screaming, some kind of conversation piece, and that never happens. That bugged me. But aside from that, great acting from Anne Hathaway, great acting from yeah, Ethan, Ewan McGregor, and just again, a lot of fucking fun. I really enjoyed it so much. I highly recommend watching it because it really just gives you so much. For being a PG-13 movie, they really pushed the whole boundaries of PG-13 as well. Because there's some gory ass shit that happens in there. Pretty sure there's an F bomb or two. I think they're only allowed one, so maybe just one. But the gore, really crazy. Again, these dinosaurs don't play around at all. They don't fuck around whatsoever. And there's one in particular scene that just caught me completely off guard with Ewan McGregor's character. He dies, man. I'm just gonna tell you, he dies in the most brutal fucking way. And what the fuck? How he dies, like, is nuts. I really didn't see that happening whatsoever. Which bothers me with a little bit with the ending too. But again, loved it. I give it a solid 4.5 out of 5. If you've seen it, please let me know down below. If you haven't, go watch it in theater or you can. Hopefully they have it in more than one theater. Till the next 11 minutes. Appreciate you.